Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BWG Game Club. I'm your host, Peter, with my friends, Johnny Bag of Donuts.
Hey.
And Devon, a.k.a. the Dark Skin Vash.
Vash. Wow. All right. I'm going to take it.
It's the dude on your shirt.
Yeah, I know.
Vash
I know who it is. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Vash. Yeah, I know. I'm going to take it. I mean, he's a badass. He likes donuts.
I know. He seemed so disappointed in that nickname.
He likes donuts. I like donuts.
I like the guy then too.
We like yeah, exactly. We like donuts here.
You were just like, oh, that's the
Well,
name?
I mean,
Wow.
It could have been like, I don't know, the dark skinned Spiegel, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But last time I gave you a name last week, and you were like, "Well, I thought you were gonna give me T'Challa because I'm wearing the Wakanda shirt." So I went with what was on your shirt. Damn it, Devon, can never make you happy.
I'm a hard man to please.
What is the BWG Game Club? It is a podcast where we pick a game, we play it week by week, section by section, and each week we talk about it in this very podcast. We talk about that section that we played. Currently, we are playing through Spec Ops The Line. And this is episode 2 of season 3. What happened last week? Let's do a little recap. Captain Walker, Lieutenant Adams, and Staff Sergeant Lugo entered Dubai. They were looking for survivors. They also needed to try to find Colonel Conrad because that man had gone missing. He was the leader of a battalion called the Damn 33rd. And they needed to know what was going on because they received a transmission from him after he'd been gone for 6 months. Apparently, things in Dubai are not too kosher. There are insurgents killing soldiers, and then there are soldiers trying to kill our protagonists. It's just a whole entire mess. That's right. We ended up finding the Damn 33rd, but we also found the CIA. And the CIA turned the insurgents on the Damn 33rd, which caused a little bit of a war, and now we're in the middle of it, and we had to fight our own brothers in arms. That's right, we had to fight U.S. soldiers because they thought we were part of the CIA, and it just turned into a bloodbath. This week, we had to play to the end of Chapter 8. Our mission is to save Lieutenant Daniels of the CIA. That man is captured, but he seems to be the only piece to this puzzle that we can rely on right now. So we have to go save him. He is being tortured. We need to get to him before he kicks the bucket. Guys, what did you think of this week's section?
Man, tell you what, a lot of shit happened. A lot of shit went down. A lot of fucked up shit went down. It was I don't know. I mean,
this is a heavy-hitting section. This is a heavy-hitting section.
It's very heavy-hitting.
I purposely made us end at Chapter 8.
Yeah, no shit, huh? Dude.
I definitely I had like a oh shit moment. It's good. It's good. I liked it. There's so much that's happening in this game, and I feel like there's also not a lot that's happened in this game.
Right, exactly.
We're going towards this like one goal, and all the shit's happening, but it's like still haven't accomplished that goal.
It's crazy because like when I was streaming this, I was like sitting there and I was like so into the game that I forgot I was streaming. So I'm not talking and I'm just playing and I'm like, oh shit, I'm streaming. Hey, what's up, dudes? What's going on?
Awesome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Let's dive in. We pick up from where we left off, and that was on the edge. We heard the transmission about Lieutenant Daniels being tortured. We find out that he is down at the bottom of the skyscraper that we are on. So we need to make our way down.
Let me tell you what. Let's just say you make it down there. We'll just say that for right now. you fucking make it down there. Woo!
We come across our first zip line. These make zero sense to me because he just uses his bare hands to zip line down.
Right. Like, no. My hands would be, your hands would be, they would be missing.
I don't care if he has cut off gloves. His
Do you think
fingertips are gone.
Use your gun or something. Just like
Right.
I
slide that.
know. Turns out you can also get hit by the people coming down. They'll yell at you.
Get out of the way!
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
I tested it.
Awesome.
He rolled into
Oh,
me.
yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
knocked me.
Awesome.
Well, we head on down, and it doesn't take long for us to find our first enemies. For me, definitely not long, because I turned the corner, and he was just
Oh,
right
shit.
there. And I was like, oh, okay, well, we're starting it.
Wow. He didn't last though.
Yeah, my guys were over like down the stairs here. We just took them out silently.
Same.
Didn't get that opportunity. But guess what? We have corridor fighting.
Good old fun. I
By
died
this
there.
point, we pretty much understand the combat.
Yeah.
It's pretty much second nature. There's definitely aspects that can make it difficult, such as enemies coming out of certain places that you're not aware of. Their awesome accuracy, because the enemies are just incredibly accurate.
I feel like when I get hit, they do so much damage. Like right there. Like look at that. You got hit by 2 bullets and your shit's all, you got jelly on your screen already.
That's one of the annoying things that I can't kind of stand with the, wait and heal shooters, especially in this game where, like you're saying, you can take some, like a little bit of damage and it gets you close to dying.
Right.
You just like, you're shooting and you're fighting, and then it's like, okay, I have to wait there. It's like the same dude shooting at you still. It's like, I don't
Right.
know. That part's a little annoying.
I do want to ask you guys what you think about the environments, because obviously we're still in Dubai, still sandstorm,
Yeah.
still tons of browns and tans and all those colors from that one color palette. What do you guys think of this environment? Because now we're fighting in skyscrapers and rooftops and heading down.
Yeah.
So
Right.
tell me a little bit about what you think about that.
I think it's really good that they switch it up a little bit, right? Inside the skyscrapers and stuff like that, even on top of like the rooftops. I think because later on we fight on top of a rooftop, and I think that was like one of my favorite spots to fight at. I was like, man, this is a little bit different. I like this. Instead of the sand and, like you said, browns, all that stuff. It was a nice change of scenery, and I think they do a good job of switching it up.
Yeah, it's the same thing from what I said last week, which was just like, with it being such a corridor shooter and they have like the same color palette, it could very easily fall into this, reusing a whole bunch of a lot of the assets and feeling like you're doing the same, going down the same hallway. They do a really good job of actually making it feel very different each area you're in, which is cool, because I haven't felt like I've been bored by necessarily the environment, which is cool.
And that's super important in a video game, because the moment you
totally.
start feeling run down in an area, you just think, oh God, like it's just the same thing over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And that totally takes you out of the experience. This game, even though you're in the same environment throughout the entire game, they do a nice job of switching it up setting wise.
Yeah. I would just look at, like I said, we played Gears 5 a couple weeks ago. That game felt like it was the same area we were fighting in the whole entire time, versus this, and we're actually in one setting. So it just goes to show you that the more clever you are with your layout, the better you can engross people in.
Agreed. After we fight through that section, we have to rappel down. We're on a floor in the skyscraper that we ziplined into. We have to rappel down to the side of the building. We have to cross from that building to another. We have to go from the floor that we're on and cross to the rooftop of another building.
Yes.
Well, we have a couple firsts in this part that I definitely want to touch on, and that is enemy snipers and sniper rifles. You did have a chance of running into enemy snipers beforehand, I just want to say that, but if you didn't, this is definitely the part where you run into them no matter what. Let me lay out how this firefight goes. You start off on the floor that you're on, and there are enemy snipers on the rooftop next to you. They conveniently left a sniper rifle right there on the floor that you're on.
So weird.
And then you have to take them out, cross the building, and then you have to fight even more. Not just enemy snipers, but other enemy soldiers as well. Guys, what do you think of the enemy snipers, and what do you think of the sniper rifle?
Well, it's like the stereotypical sniper in a game where you have like the red laser dot that's just like so you know where they are. I thought that they weren't super difficult to take out.
Nope.
I wasn't really into the sniper rifle for some reason. I
No?
didn't think it was that great. Nah,
Oh,
It's
I
alright.
love it. I love it.
it was okay. I don't
Amazing.
know. It was fine.
Oh,
I like this one. I like the tactical because there's more that you can come across, but I like the tactical way better than I think it's the 417 or something like that.
oh, dude. Stop right now,
Is
bro.
that the one that you could
417,
go down
dude.
like the aim down sights?
Yeah.
Yeah, aim down
I like that
sights.
one better.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that one better.
This one, the tactical just has so much more power behind it
Mhm.
that it
Oh,
just
bro.
feels good. Whereas I felt like I had to put too many rounds into enemies with the 417.
You know what's funny? So one, I really like this part. This was the part I was talking about, fighting the rooftops. So I love the scout tactical. I love the way it sounds. I love the way it hits. I love shooting people in the face. It's great. It's
Their
amazing.
heads explode.
They explode.
They go.
It's
They're
amazing.
gone
It's-
if you hit them.
It is
perfectly.
amazing. I love it. Second thing, the 417, so funny. When I picked up that weapon for the first time, I was streaming and I caught myself later on, like maybe a half hour. I was playing and I'm like, man, this gun's great. Look at all the ammo I have. I didn't realize that was the name, right? 417. I thought I had that many rounds. So I'm like, dude, this is dope. I was like, this gun is amazing. So here I am just blazing off shots. And then I ran out of ammo and I'm like, oh, it's the name.
Devon,
I was like, damn it.
I did the same exact thing.
No way.
Well, I was like, oh, I got 15 out of 417. Damn, this thing can hold a lot of bullets. I was like,
Yes, yes, dude.
wasn't even paying attention.
I was so happy. I was so excited. And then when I ran out of ammo, I was like, what the fuck? Because I like tried to reload and I'm getting shot. I'm like, dude, what the hell? What's going on? And I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense.
So
But I
this
love
one's like
this
more of
gun.
like a sniper rifle though, and I think it was just the zooms that I didn't care for. Like the 8x just felt like it was super zoomed in anyway.
I never used the 8x in all honesty. Oh, I mean, I never used the 16x. That's
16,
what I meant.
yeah.
I never used the 16. The 8x is the standard.
Oh, it's so good.
I loved
It's
it.
so good.
I loved
But that 417, dude, is so nice.
I just wish it was more powerful. That's the thing.
I feel like I was getting like headshots
shot?
and killing people.
Yeah, if you get headshots with it, it's gone. But 2 shots to the body, they're done.
Yeah.
It's so
It's
good.
just one with a tactical.
Yeah. You know. That's that, but the tactical doesn't have 417 bullets.
My favorite gun was the one that you find in this section too.
Which one is that?
The like the M249.
Oh, the light
Like
machine gun.
Yeah, the light machine gun.
Yes.
I didn't even use it. I think, well, that's not true. I did use it. I picked it up, but
I use it for the rest of the way.
Did you?
Oh, dude, this is my gun, dude. It was my jam.
Do you guys
I
like
tried-
the weapon variety? Do you guys feel like it's a good mix up?
I feel like you have to have weapon variety because you run out of ammo so damn fast in this game.
Yeah, I do kind of wish they had more weapon choice, and what I mean by that is like instead of just running out of bullets and you having to pick up whatever is around, you could choose to just like have a weapon and get ammo for that. And it does happen where you can
You
do
can find
that,
ammo
but-
boxes, yeah.
right, but it's like I do feel more scrambling and just like picking stuff up, which definitely gets you to try everything else out, which is fine. It's not bad. It's just there's sometimes where I'm like I want to use the M4, and then I'm just like I'm out of bullets yet again. All right, here we go.
I feel the same way. It's kind of sucks, especially like the M4. Such a great gun. It's just amazing, and it's got that suppressor on it.
Mhm.
And then when you run out of ammo, you're like, man, do I really want this UMP? No. Do I really want this shotgun? No. Do I really
Mhm.
want the AK? Not really, but okay, I'll take it.
M4,
So I mean,
M4 and tactical, baby. M4 and the tactical. That's my combo.
Yeah.
After the rooftop section, Delta Force intercepts another transmission.
How many men did you bring here, Agent Daniels?
No, I'm done answering questions.
You have to let me speak to Conrad.
Oh, really?
How long you think Daniels can hold out?
Not much longer.
Pushing onward, we end up on another rooftop, but this one's a little different than the one before. It's a wide open rooftop, and suddenly we realize we're standing on glass after getting shot at by ambushing enemies. Captain Walker falls but grabs onto the beam, and you are now in a little slow motion shootout where you have to kill a certain number of people. At least just try to survive until he drops safely to the ground. And then we get another battle. In this battle, we come across a new enemy type.
Oh, yay.
We come across bayonet runners. And what these men are...
Stupid.
Facts.
They are men who whip out a knife and just charge straight at you. And I'm pretty sure they can kill you in one hit if they come into contact with you.
I just know Lugo was like,
Watch out! Crazy fucker with a knife!
and I was like, guy with a knife, and I saw him running at me, and I'm like, what an idiot. They get murked is what happens. Absolutely.
Well, I was going to ask, how did you guys fare against this new enemy type? And in this situation, there's 2 rooms. Let me just say, there's 2 rooms, and you have to fight your way into the second room, and then tons of enemies keep on coming in. They're repelling from the top, coming in from the sides, coming in from the broken windows. So there's a lot coming at you in this section. How do you guys do?
No issues.
No issues?
Whatsoever.
No issues.
Nice.
Bayonet runners didn't stand a chance. They just get murked.
I will say I do wish there was a way to intentionally cripple people. That way you'd have to like execute them. Or, obviously if you get a headshot, they're going to be dead. But like if you just shoot at their legs, then they start to crawl or something like that. Like I feel
that'd be
like
pretty cool.
there's a certain amount that they're like, oh, this person's going to be alive after the gunfight's, done. And you can kill them if you want. And it just makes it more tactical, especially if it's like, how it is now where if you go up and you execute them, you get ammo, right? So to give you that option of, hey, I want to get some more ammo. Let me cap these fools and then they go, execute them.
That's right.
Okay.
A slowly dying man in this game is an ammo cache. Gotta execute him. I didn't have any trouble in this section either. There was just one moment where it got a little too close.
Too close.
There was a shotgunner who charged in and for some reason was able to make it by everyone and ran right up to me.
Wow.
And I had to take him down pretty quickly. It was very close. If that dude got a shot off, I was done.
Yeah.
Let's put our Vienna sausages on the old rail here on the old zip liner.
That's right. After that section, we have to zip line to another building. And once we do, we're on a rooftop. We cross over this makeshift bridge into another skyscraper.
Come on, through the building.
Aren't the 33rd supposed to be heroes? This torture sounds a bit extreme.
How about with the radio man running the show? It's not that hard to believe.
How you figure?
Actually, I think I met him once. In Kabul. He was a reporter traveling with the 33rd. Weird guy. Kind he didn't want loose in a firefight. Never spoke to him, but the colonel trusted him completely. Couldn't figure out why. Now it looks like that trust finally caught up with him.
So what makes you think he's the same guy?
It's his voice. You don't forget a voice like that.
So what do you guys think of that? Because we learned a little bit about the radio man.
It's definitely weird that someone from like outside the army is now integrated into this this faction here. It kind of just goes to show how far the 33rd is detached from everything. It's like they're just become their own unit and they're just running the show however they want.
Their own army
So,
at that point.
It reminds me of, stupidly, I mean, I don't know if it's really like, it could be like a 1-to-1, but you ever see like the Warriors where it has like the lady on
Nope, never
the
seen it.
radio? It's
Sorry.
like,
Dude, how have you not seen the Warriors? Oh my God. But yes,
me.
I totally agree with you. With her on the radio telling the Warriors, like, you're not going to get away.
right. It's like that it's like they're connected to the main people, but like obviously it's not like at the same level. They're not like part of the gang, but they are part of the gang. It's like it's cool. I like it. It's nice.
Delta Force finds an exit, and Captain Walker tries to open the door. He kicks it open, but doesn't turn out the way he wants it to because sand pours through, and we get an Uncharted moment like no other in the game. It is pretty much, if you've ever played Uncharted or if you've ever seen that movie with Mark Wahlberg, Lone Survivor, where they fall off the cliff and it's just constant,
Yep.
That is basically this scene to a T. It's just him and his body slamming into everything and him trying to regain some type of
This
composure.
was cartoon-like, though.
I liked this scene.
Shit! Son of a bitch! Shit!
I was like, oh shit, this is
I
crazy.
thought this was so dumb.
Oh, man, I loved it.
Come on.
This shit was great.
Come on.
There was one part where I was
Dude
like,
falls
really?
off a fucking building.
Yeah.
And grabs on to.
Oh my god.
So I could forgive the grabbing onto the pole and slamming in.
Yeah.
What I couldn't forgive was his back not snapping.
Right.
Because
exactly.
he falls from the pole, but before falling from the pole, he latches a bungee cord or something. He just latches a cord onto the pole, and as he's falling, the cord is attached to his waist, and he falls quite a distance and then gets yanked up.
Not just that, but before he even goes to like grab the pole, like later on, he hits like his back on a crane. Like on a crane, his back hits it, and I'm like, dude, his back should have broke. Like he should be more fucked up than he is. But I was like, I loved it. I was like, oh shit, oh. I'm like, dude, no, I'd be dead.
Just like with you, every time he hits them, I was like, ugh. I was like, come on. Ugh. And then like the last bit, he's like hanging like 20 feet off the ground, and he cuts his rope, and he just like falls and knocks him out at that point. I'm like, okay, dude, all right. Yeah. That's what gets you down.
I would have died. I would have missed that pole.
All I could think was, you really tried this hard to give Nolan North another Uncharted moment in your game.
That's funny.
As much as that portion requires suspension of belief, this section also became quite irritating. Because my game crashed 3 times at this moment. It kept crashing at this moment. I would have to watch that cutscene, and then it would crash immediately after.
Gross.
That just makes you hate a game.
I was like, come on. I was able to finally get it going. I verified the integrity of the files, and then it finally worked. So I was able to get past it. But I can't believe this game gave me more problems than Deadly Premonition. No, I'm just kidding. Deadly Premonition gave me a lot of problems.
Say, come on, man. Really? There's no way.
I will say this section actually was aggravating though.
Oh.
Yes, because we're not done.
God.
We're not done with the cutscene. We're not done with the cutscene. Yeah.
Oh my god, so stupid.
After Walker gets himself knocked out because he cuts the rope and falls again about 20 feet, he knocks himself out for a little bit. When he wakes up, a giant iron pole is now falling toward him.
Unnecessary.
Just manages to dodge it and get out of the way.
Unnecessary. There's 0 point to do that. I don't get why they did that.
Yeah, that's facts. Because like, how long has he been knocked out? How long has that pole been falling for? There's no time sense right there for it at all.
Stupid.
I mean, he may not have even been knocked out that long, in all honesty.
Nah, he was.
It might have just been
no
a
way.
few seconds, and he wakes up and the pole that he was swinging on came down.
Wow, Captain Walker swinging on some pole, huh? Jesus.
Hey, he does it. Not only that, he swings into Chapter 6, because we have now entered Chapter 6.
Let's go.
And we start this section off with everybody's favorite part of the game, a solo sequence. We have to hold off against a bunch of enemies without any weapons. Basically, it's kill an enemy, grab the weapon, and then fight for your life. You have to wait for Adams and Lugo to get to you, and the only way to do that is to survive for an unspecified amount of time. How did this section work out for you guys?
So the first time I moved around to the right side of the car. There's a car that he immediately hides behind, and I moved to the right side of it. And they saw me, dude, behind the car. Like, they saw me peek, and I was like, what? I died like 3 times in this section, dude. Trying to just grab weapons and trying to hold off. It was awful. So bad, dude.
I'll say
Yeah,
the shotgun came in very handy in this portion.
Yeah. That's what I did first, just go around the car to the right and grab the shotgun and grenades and just started messing people up. It's just the guys that rappelled down, and there's this little platform up top, and they would shoot at you while they're there. They got me once, and then this dude across got me once, and it was just like slightly annoying. They started overrunning me at one point. I think I died a couple times here, but once you start knowing where people are coming from, it's not a big deal.
I do think once you get some weapons with a sufficient amount of ammo, you feel a little calmer, at least a little safer, just because when it starts off and you see all those enemies and all you have is a Desert Eagle, you're thinking, well, this isn't going to be fun.
Right.
Fortunately, I didn't die at all.
Mr. Biz coming out on top.
There was one part I kind of did something where what you did. I was starting to get overrun with people, and I was injured, and I just started blind firing, and it took out like 1 or 2 of them. I was like, all right, that's cool. That was fun.
When the blind firing actually works,
Yeah.
it's so great. It feels so good to be able to use that. And it gives you that moment where you still can pin them down.
Yeah.
They won't move because you're firing at them, but it gives you that chance to heal.
Mm-hmm.
The firefight doesn't end there. Once Adams and Lugo get there, you have to keep on trucking, keep on fighting a bunch of enemies. There's even an enemy on a turret. It's basically from one area to the next, you're fighting more and more enemies. After you clear all that out, you do have to hold off again because there's a locked door. Adams is trying to open it, so you and Lugo have to hold off the enemies coming in. This allows you to hop on the turret that you cleared and basically return some of the fire. Go a little Rambo on them, you know?
Rambo, baby. Just...
Hey.
I
imagine you guys didn't have too much difficulty with this part.
No, not at all.
Turret's always a good time, right?
Yeah.
Even if you get hit, you can just crouch behind the turret and you still feel awesome because you're still firing.
Oh my god! With one hand, dude. With one hand.
There are a lot of enemies who do come at you in this section as well. You got snipers, you got rocket launchers, you got enemies coming in from the ground level, rappelling from the top level. There's so much happening here, but I won't say it's necessarily a difficult section just because you have a turret. After holding them off, Adams will finally open the door. Beyond that door is not a pretty sight.
No, it's not.
You drop into a hallway filled with dead bodies.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god. Jesus, so many bodies.
There's no way to discern what bodies are which. It's pretty much piles of people. The whole environment.
There's like a fog that is like just like you could just feel like it's the stench of death just hanging in the air. Ugh.
I feel like they had a missed opportunity here to really like get super into it, like have like either Adams or Lugo like throwing up or something, like, because dude, there's no way. I don't care how much of a hard ass you are, there's no way.
I mean, they've also killed a lot of people before they even got there. But
yeah, but this is like these bodies have been sitting there.
Right.
They're in Dubai.
They do react to it though. They do react to it. It's not like they have no emotion toward it at all. Right. I mean, they drop down there and immediately Lugo is saying, "Oh my fucking god."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When this part came out, I was like, "Ooh, shit." I was like, that's pretty fucked up. Is it weird that I like that there's a game that kind of goes to these dark places?
No.
I don't know. Like, there's not
I'm
a lot of games.
I'm right there with you.
There's not a lot that do that.
I give kudos to the game for being able to tackle some really dark elements. We get another transmission.
Lieutenant Daniels, are you still with us? Lieutenant Daniels, he's unconscious. Radio me when he comes to. We'll begin again. Yes, sir.
Gotta get there.
Torture
Gotta help them out. Gotta save them. As if the hallway of bodies wasn't enough, there's another grisly sight, and that is people sitting in chairs with bags over their head, and they have been murdered. They have been executed.
The 33rd did this to their own men.
They turned on each other. You were right, Walker.
I sure wish I wasn't.
They're not just people, it's the 33rd. The 33rd are also fighting each other as well as the insurgents.
It was a goddamn coup. It's a goddamn coup for power, I bet. 100%. It's fucked up, dude. Like, it's crazy because, like, I've never been in the military, but I know people that have been, and that's like a unbroken bond, brotherhood of people, and it's a band of brothers. So the fact that they can go and turn on their own men, something big must have happened, or some kind of brainwash or some shit went down for them to do that. Because when you've been with like a battalion for that long, you're like brothers. There's no way. You don't leave your men behind. You don't do anything to your own men. Shit like that. So fucked up. Super fucked up.
Yeah, it brings up the question of like what was so big or what was so important that the same side turned on each other,
Right.
you know? And we're pretty much saying that we think the bad side won because we're seeing what we're seeing, but we don't know. You know, it could have been.
It could be worse on the other side. Yeah.
Right. So it's like you don't know. It's like, but it's still just like, oh shit, like what? Again, you're trying to figure out what happened. So it's just another layer on top of that, which is cool.
Pushing past that scene, we come across a body hanging above an escalator. The body is hanging upside down. That body is the body of Lieutenant Daniels. He has been dead a long time, and there is a speaker in the mouth that is playing the recording.
If this is Daniels, he's been dead a long time.
We've been set up.
What the hell's going on, Lugo?
No fucking clue.
Whoa, feedback.
Identify yourself.
Me? Who the hell are you?
Captain, go fuck yourself.
Well now, Captain. This little trap was meant for a fox named Gould. But you ain't Gould. In fact, I don't know who you are. No one does. And that's dangerous.
Dangerous to who?
Everyone.
I mean, come on. You didn't actually think we'd just let you walk in here, did you?
Yeah, we did. We're looking for survivors.
Well, you found some. It's a bitch, ain't it?
Move in, boys!
Captain Walker!
What the hell?
Up there! It's Gould! Get out of there! Don't stand there! Run!
We have been set up, but it wasn't even a setup for us. It was for Gould. On top of that, we are now being ambushed, and we have to fight our way out. But before we talk about the fight, guys, what do you think of everything that just took place before then?
He's like just playing games at this point, right? Because he almost like he doesn't want to hear us out at all. He's like, "Oh, well, we're here for survivors," and he's like, "Okay, yeah, well, you found some. That's a bitch, isn't it? Well, fuck you." He's just toying with us at this point. Doesn't want to hear us out or anything like that. I want to know why this guy is in charge of the damn 33rd right now, because it's like more like someone's calling the shots for him to call these shots, or he's like taking the reins right now. But I just want to know why. What's happening?
He's leading
what's
them. I think he's just a part of the group that's there, and
he might be second in command.
I mean, maybe. It's just this game doesn't really give you too much time to digest the fucked up things one after another that they just did. Like we just saw and found out that the 33rd turned on each other, and they have a line of people with bags on their heads with bullet holes in them, and then you have this dude hanging upside down that's been dead forever that's been you've been hearing him being tortured the entire time, and now you realize that it's just a recording and it's a trap.
Right.
And it's not a trap for you, but they don't fucking care. It's like if you're not part of them, you're an enemy, right? It doesn't matter, and they're just gonna kill whatever is coming at them. Again, it adds another layer of like, what the hell is going on? Because the trap's not for you; it's for this other guy. And you're like, who's this other guy? It's just more shit on top of more shit.
And then they don't even give you time to process that,
right?
Because now you're just in another firefight and you have to fight to survive.
And you gotta go,
Right.
Did you remember this part, Pete, at all?
It's weird because, like, with Deadly Premonition, I was able to remember a lot more from that game, and I was able to see the clues and hints and everything that led up to the ending of that game. With this one, even though I know the ending, there's a lot of other stories within the story leading up to that climax that I totally forgot.
But is it in the way where it's like things are coming up and you're like, oh yeah, I remember, that's cool? Or is it like where you completely forgot and you're like, oh shit, like it's almost like a surprise again?
Mainly completely forgotten.
Okay.
Yep. I'm still enjoying the story and I'm still enjoying seeing it lead up to what I know is going to happen, but also seeing it again and saying, oh yeah, that's right, that did happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, we now have to fight our way out of another situation because the radio man has put us in a bad one.
Bastard.
There are lots of enemies, little ammo.
Facts. A lot of grenades. These dudes threw more grenades than any game I've ever played, bro.
There were a lot of grenades in this section. I totally forgot that. I do have to say one thing that I don't like in this game. I don't like that your team can get down and you have to either revive them or send your other Delta Force member to revive them. However, if you die, you die. It's not like you get to go down and have a chance to get revived.
Okay. Yeah. I was wondering where you were going with that because I was gonna say I kind of like that, but then when you put it like that,
it's dumb. Right. I would understand if I could get myself revived and if they didn't revive me within a certain time, or if they both went down, that's it.
Right.
But I don't like that they have the option of being picked back up or going down, and you just get killed.
It's like Gears 5, baby. AI team comes right running for you.
Yep.
I think I died actually by the grenades. It was like one threw one to get me out of cover, and as I was running, another one landed like right in front of where I was going for cover, and just gone. Just shrapnel, dude.
We do come across a sequence at the end of this gunfight, which was incredibly stupid. I hated it, and it was starting to get me frustrated.
Oh
my god, trash.
Yeah. After you take
like,
out,
what are we doing here? And then you turn the corner. I was like, okay. Yep.
We take out the necessary amount of enemies. It triggers a cutscene where the radio man calls in a Freebird, which is a helicopter that's going to shoot lots of bullets at you.
Target's getting antsy!
Move in!
The hallway you're in has a bunch of windows to your left side. The Freebird flies right outside those and just shoots in at you. All you can do is run to the next area. However, the game doesn't tell you, or I should say the game is very poor at telling you that you need to run in the exact line that they want you to. Because if you deviate from that path, you're dead.
Yep.
You are dead. I died 3 times in this portion.
Nice. I had 4.
The first time I died, I cut the corner because there are stairs that you need to run up. I cut the corner to the stairs too early. So I ended up getting shot and dying.
What?
Yes. I was so annoyed because it didn't make sense.
I was just annoyed at the fact that I'm running and I'm still getting hit. I'm like, dude, what the hell? And that same thing that just happened to you when you turned the corner and just got demolished. Yeah, that shit happened to me. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I was getting so pissed.
When you restart the checkpoint, even if you run past the area, when the cutscene triggers with the Freebird coming in, it'll move you back to where you need to start, which is super annoying because I thought, hey, I'll run forward and that way I have less of an area to run. But no, it brought me back to the beginning of the hallway and I had to run through the whole thing again. They are playing this intense classical music though.
Yeah, it was dope.
Ba, 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 ba. It is Giuseppe. I'm going to say this wrong. Giuseppe Verdi. Verdi?
Giuseppe Verdi.
Messa de Requiem.
Oh.
Second. Yes. Irai? I don't know. But
this is a very Uncharted-esque type event too.
Yep.
Isn't there actually a point where you're chased by a helicopter through a building?
And Uncharted through a train.
And it starts shooting at you, and like the building is like collapsing. I think it's Uncharted 2. I want to say when you're in that like villa.
In Uncharted 2, 3, and 4, there's just crazy sequences where things are crumbling around you and everything's falling, and you have to make your way through it.
Nathan Drake is one of the most luckiest but unluckiest men in the world.
No, Captain Walker is right there with him right now.
Yeah, facts.
So Nolan North is the most unlucky person.
Luckily, after that initial sequence, the rest of it's not difficult. As long as you just keep moving, you won't die. And then we'll get a cutscene of them charging through the corridor. Adams even gets hit in this sequence. A rocket gets fired at them. Somehow, Adams makes it past it, and they all survive.
Yeah, it's like slow motion, and the rockets. Honestly, rockets going super fast, but this dude's running faster or as fast as the rocket is
with a bullet in him.
Okay, right. What do you want? You want him to do a backflip off it too? You kick it back at the helicopter? You want to fucking? Well, I don't know what you want.
I want him to throw a grenade. And then the explosion from the grenade, the force of it curves the rocket upward.
There you go. I like it.
After that rocket blows up the area, Delta Force finds himself underneath the rubble, but they do have a moment to breathe. Adams, not doing too hot. Lugo is tending to his wound.
How's it look, Lugo? He can walk, but it's gonna hurt. You want morphine?
Nah. I'm gonna keep my head clear.
Okay, then hold still. Almost done here.
What are you thinking, Walker?
I was thinking we landed in the middle of a fucking war zone.
It's impressive, seeing as the city was supposed to be uninhabited.
Exactly.
Maybe it's time we got out of here. Call in the evac team.
We got 8 miles of open desert between us and the storm wall. Helos would cut us down before we took 10 steps. Our only option now is to reconnect with Gould.
You sure you want to cast our lot with the CIA?
We have no choice. You've seen what's become of the 33rd.
Captain's right. The damned are out of control. Someone's got to stop them.
I know. But can we trust him?
Gould risks his life to save ours. He's earned my trust.
What about Conrad?
This isn't just about finding Conrad anymore. It's about doing what's right.
With the end of that cutscene, we have found out our new objective, which is reconnecting with Gould. And we hit chapter 7.
Hey.
Boys, we moving on. We moving through.
Captain Walker, if you read me, come in. Over.
Copy that. Over.
Whew. I was afraid we lost you back there.
Well, we took a pretty good beating, but we'll live.
Good, because we need all the help we can get.
What's going on here, Agent?
Insanity, Captain. CIA sent us in looking for survivors. Instead, we found Dubai tearing itself apart.
Any sign of Conrad in all this?
No, none that I've seen. I heard rumors that he's still alive, but But if that's true, he's in hiding somewhere. Damn it! Incoming Halo! Look out!
What do you guys think of this Gould character?
He's CIA. You know, sketchy.
We don't really know much about him other than he's CIA. It's one of those things that because he's fighting with you against the 33rd, you consider him a good guy. But again, could totally be a bad guy. You don't know. It's kind of weird. I think it's just a human nature thing. It's like if someone, is helping you against an enemy, you automatically think that they're good and on your side when they could have ulterior motives about stuff. And
even though we were just fighting the insurgents who were being led by the CIA earlier.
Right. So it's like
enemy of my enemy.
Right. It's true.
Delta Force finds themselves in a lobby. There's a battle going on outside between the insurgents and the 33rd. And we get to see one of the victims of that crash right through the glass ceiling. They fall, splatter on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
But he also has a 417. That is right there for you. This is where I picked it up.
Nice.
In order to exit the lobby area, you have to shoot the window, which causes all the sand to collapse. You're able to head on out, and you can see that Gould is leading the insurgents against the 33rd.
Any sign of Gould?
Yeah. The 33rd got surrounded down there.
Did you see where Gould went?
I can't see anything through the smoke.
Now let's get down there. He might be hurt.
Michael Bay.
Jake Busey continues being pure asshole on the radio.
This just in. Tourism up an astounding 3,000% as a fresh wave of Americans make Dubai their vacation destination of choice. When asked what he thought of these fresh new faces, a local Dubai man had these words to say.
It's like Jake Busey continues being Jake Busey.
In order to get down there, you have to rappel, weave your way in and out through this conveniently crafted path that leads you to a highway. On the highway, you find a very gruesome scene, and that is bodies hung from the street lamps.
Did you guys try to shoot him down?
No.
I did not. Did you?
I tried, yeah.
Did anything happen?
No.
I did, however, take aim at one of the 33rd with the 417.
And blew his
Let me
fucking
just
face
say,
off.
yeah, he did not have a head after I was done with him.
Gone. Yeah, it's a great gun.
You now have to fight through this wrecked highway, weaving in and out of cars, taking out enemies as they come through. It's a fun sequence. I enjoyed this fight. What do you guys think?
It was a good fight. I kind of brings into question, kind of like what John says about you don't really know who's the good guy here. It could be two people that could have hung those bodies up, either the insurgents or the 33rd did it themselves. Like, now that you're saying it, it makes me think, because at first I was like, oh, maybe the insurgents did that. And then I was like, wait, maybe the 33rd did it too. So, yeah, you never know. You never know. But this was fairly easy to get past.
Yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary here. Nothing too crazy, but definitely some shock value when you first come upon this environment.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like it's just like one or two people hanging from the street lamps. It's like it's going down the entire road, each lamp. So they have somebody hanging on it. So pretty gruesome.
After we successfully complete this combat sequence, we get to talk directly to the radio man again.
Don't worry, they'll be back.
Hey, fuckface. Tell the 33rd to stand down. This is helping no one.
Sorry, but I answer to a higher authority than you, Captain Walker.
Oh, so you remember me now.
I do indeed. And I'm not the only one.
Captain Walker has some not-so-kind words for him. Hey, fuckface, where were the other drugs going? You know Nolan North had to have fun playing this character.
Oh, God, yeah.
especially after being Nathan Drake.
As you near Gould, the fighting starts to quiet down. You don't hear as much gunfire anymore. And why? Well, Adams has the answer.
Jesus. Gould led a bunch of armed looters against trained soldiers.
He didn't know this was gonna happen.
Maybe the loss was worth the gain.
The reason that conversation happens is because we drop into another path with
death pit.
Tons. Yes, a deathbed. Yes, that's better. Yes, we drop into another deathbed. And it only gets worse from here. I definitely put the squirming people out of their misery.
Dude.
Same.
Me fucking too.
Same. I shot them as well.
Dude, I felt so bad for him. I was like, fuck.
Yep. You just see them writhing in pain on the ground, and I'm just thinking, don't worry. I'll end it.
I got you.
If I was in there, I would definitely be like, just kill me. Kill me.
It might have been more fucked up if they had those guys say that. Like, kill me.
And then you just walk past them. No, dude, you're good. Shake it off, bro.
I might have done that in another sequence.
Oh.
On the other side of the deathbed, we get our first taste of a very deadly weapon, and that is White Phosphorus. We see the insurgents on the ground burning alive. When you guys walked upon this, what did you think?
I said they couldn't have done like 3 different death animations. Like, why do they have to have everyone doing the same exact thing? But no, I was like, oh shit, like what the hell's going on? And then I was like, damn, it's some sort of like chemical weapon.
It's fucked up.
Yeah,
dude. I know what white phosphorus is. That shit's fucked.
I didn't know that.
It's outlawed. Can't use it.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Correct. It is completely outlawed.
As with most sections, when we come across a first, it's usually not the only first. Because after we see the insurgents burn alive, an enemy shows up. Not just any enemy, an armored enemy.
Yeah, good.
I'm the juggernaut, bitch.
This guy takes a lot of rounds. How did you guys fare against him?
I think I just stuck him with 2 sticky grenades, to be honest, and he just went down. He wasn't that hard to take down because, like I said, just stuck him with 2 sticky grenades. He was gone. The one thing I want to add about this is we talked about environments and how they've been changing throughout this game. And I think with the white phosphorus here, great addition to it because it takes away from the whole brown and whatever dull color scene and adds a little flavor to it. Like
a little spiciness, you could say.
A little spiciness to it, you know what I'm saying? A little seasons up the chicken, you know what I'm saying?
I think I died here because I think one of the fire dudes touched me a little bit, and then the juggernaut dude shot me. And then I was like, fuck. And then
I retreated like a little bitch. I saw the silhouette of him coming through, and when I shot and he didn't go down right away, I instantly thought that's an armored enemy and just booked it. I was like, nope, not today.
It is cool how he comes through because you do just see like a silhouette with like the bright, phosphorus and everything. You're like, and he's just like slow walking his way towards you. You're like, oh fuck.
Moving on through, we hit another cutscene. And this one gives us a little choice. Delta Force drops down, and they see Gould and insurgents being tortured/executed.
If I didn't know better, I'd think you were a fool or suicidal. You'd have to be to attack the gate head on.
See, I think your little assault was meant as a distraction.
A cover for your partner, Agent Riggs. Tell me where he is. Fair enough. Next.
Slow up. Gotta be smart about this. Okay, Gould's right there, and I got a clean shot. You open fire now, the civilians are dead. Does that mean nothing to you?
Begin.
I'm taking the shot. Wait for your orders, Sergeant.
what they're doing right now is firing a gun right next to this woman's head. They have her pinned down to the ground, and they have the gun pretty much veering off to the left of her, just about a foot maybe, and they're firing nonstop in the ground.
Yeah, I'd be terrified. I'd shit myself, actually, to be honest with you.
I don't understand what they were doing.
It is torture.
It's a torture type of
mechanism.
torture.
Yeah, for him to speak up, I guess.
Shoot her in the fucking leg if you want to try to do that.
Yeah, but it's not only that, it's definitely a demeaning thing to do. Like, one, that's a loud freaking gun. Like, that's not going to be pleasant to sit there through at all.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
On top of that, your life is flashing before your eyes because all they have to do is just drag that gun over just a little bit and you're dead.
Not just that, but it's not even for Gould to speak up. It's for her, too, because, like, if she knows any information, she could give up, too.
Yeah. And it's also just putting Gould in a bad spot as well.
Right.
Because these are the people that he's leading.
Right, and he's not saying shit, so they're like, oh, this motherfucker. Shoot me in my face!
I've never seen anyone tortured like that before, so... yeah.
I've definitely seen the guns being fired next to people, basically, like, with the intent of bursting eardrums.
Right, I've seen that with someone like fires like a shot next to him, like to blow an eardrum out. But I couldn't tell if they were like, I was like, am I supposed to think that they're just like filling her full of fucking lead right now, or
no?
Are they just shooting next to her? I was like, this is so weird. I don't know.
Lugo and Adams have a disagreement because of this.
You, take care of the rest of them.
Yes, sir.
Still have nothing to say, Agent? Maybe if you understood the hell you put these people through. Set them up.
Walker, over here. We've got to save these civilians.
Now's our chance, Walker. We got an open path straight to Gould.
What about the civilians? We got to save them.
Look, I know it sucks, but Gould's vital to our mission. The civvies aren't.
Our mission is to rescue people.
Please, Captain. We need Gould. Let me take the shot.
We can't let these people die, Walker. We know it's the right call.
Let me give a little more info to our listeners. They have taken the other civilians to another area, and they're going to kill them. So you have a choice of going to save the civilians or just attacking the soldiers head on and trying to get to Gould. Let me know what you guys did, and let me know why you did it and what you thought of the scene.
So I saved Gould. I saved Gould because he is vital to the mission. He does have the answers that we need. So I pretty much said, fuck those civilians. I'm out, bro. I'm gonna head out. I just, I don't know. Maybe he has the answers and maybe he can help us out and whatnot. There's no breaking Gould. There's no breaking him. You're not going to break him. So I feel like, yes, he's trying to help the insurgents fight back, but no matter what they're going to do to his people that he's leading, he's not going to give up anyone at all. He's a tough dude. So I was like, fuck it, man. We got to save this guy. Civilians, they're expendable. Man. This guy, there's only one Agent Gould. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of civilians, only one Agent Gould. So,
John,
what's another two dead civilians versus a guy that's going to give us information,
right,
potentially, and help us out in our overall mission.
Right. So you chose Gould.
I went for Gould.
So, guys, tell me how the scene went.
I headshotted the fuck out of the guy that's in charge.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
I made Lugo take him out, and he went like this. He shot him. He went whoop, straight down. It was awesome, dude.
Oh no! Right from that platform, I just like pulled up my sniper and fucking shot him right in the head.
And then all hell breaks loose, and then it just breaks into a fight. Great.
Nice.
Pete, what did you do?
It's a straight firefight then.
Yes.
Until you wipe them all out.
Correct.
All right. I went and rescued the civilians.
Did you do that knowing because we were gonna fucking save Gould and you just want to have something different? Or?
I definitely did it because I knew at least one of you
were
gonna rescue Gould.
Fuck yeah.
Instead of the civilians. So I decided to go
what did you
rescue
want
the
to do
civilians.
that?
Part of me was like, I know a real mission, you're gonna get the person who's vital to the mission.
Right.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but then
wanna
your
help
white
the
hatness
civilians.
took over, and you're like, I gotta save the civilians.
No, only because the first time I played, I went for Gould.
God, I know. I figured that too.
Yep.
Figured you probably try to do something different than what you did last time.
Exactly. And as to what you said about Gould being tough and not breaking, incorrect.
Good.
Okay. I'll talk. Just
Wow, what a pussy.
the Aquatic Coliseum. Riggs is planning an attack.
When? How?
I don't know.
Not good enough.
No, wait. I don't know.
What the fuck is he doing? Exactly what I said he would.
Let him rot. Come on.
All right.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Gould.
Okay.
Gould got taken out.
Okay, so here's my thing.
And he
All right?
talked.
Here's my thing. So when you go to rescue Gould, firefight breaks out, and then at the end of it, you try to talk to Gould, but he's got shot so badly that he literally doesn't tell you shit. So he's useless. He's useless to us. So we didn't even know, like me and John, we didn't even know about the Aquatic Coliseum or anything, or Riggs playing attack or any of that shit. Useless, garbage ass piece of shit. Because guess what? Trigger fingers, baby. Trigger fingers. Trigger fingers. We got them bangers, kid.
It's not over then.
I'll say, how is this revolving into saving the civilians? They go try to talk to them now?
After witnessing Gould get murdered, this is a stealth sequence. It's not a very long one. It's not a difficult one. You're able to pick up an M4 so you can put a silencer on it. There's a couple enemies that you have to take out silently, and then you finally make it to the civilians where there are 2 final enemies that you and Adams take out together. With the soldiers taken out, you're able to run up to the civilians. Adams frees them. They both get up. One of them walks away, and the other says,
"Thank you." Go on! Get out of here!
That was it.
And now you can go check on Gould.
I liked my way better.
I don't know, I got to save a lot of ammo.
Yeah.
Wow. You didn't have to fight any people?
No.
Damn,
the whole sequence
bro.
is done stealthily.
Regrets, dude.
Regrets.
We had to fight mad people, bro.
Yeah. There's a lot of people to fight.
There was like a wall where like there was a truck at. You could shoot the wall and the truck would fall down and hit people.
Yep.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was just 4 guys taken out quietly, and then you just proceed.
Wow, bro, lucky.
If you go straight for Gould, he dies in front of you, and Lugo tries to resuscitate him.
Yeah.
If you save the civilians, Gould is dead, and Lugo is just pissed off.
He's fucking dead. Now what are we gonna do?
What the hell is that?
A map. I think this was Gould's op plan.
Must be the gate they were talking about.
So what?
Gould thought it was worth dying for, Lugo. I'd say that's a pretty big so what.
So he's pissed off in the other one, too. He just tries to save him. It's really the only difference.
Gould's death has caused some friction with Delta Force, particularly between Adams and Lugo.
It's that sun, man. Sun's getting everybody.
This is just fucked.
What are you talking about?
People died back there. Not just soldiers and civilians, but Gould. Our best chance of getting out of this hellhole.
Calm down, Lugo. There's nothing we could have done.
Don't tell me to calm down. We got no idea what the fuck we're doing here.
Yeah, you're right. Putting your faith in Gould, you are fucking clueless. Man, I'm through with this shit.
Fuck you! At least I'm doing my job! You're the one who's fine, just sitting back, waiting for things to unfuck themselves!
You think I like watching these people die, huh? You think I won't carry this shit to my fucking grave?
Stand down! Both of you! Stand the fuck down! The fuck is wrong with you two? We're in the middle of a fucking war zone, and you're fighting in the dirt like a couple of goddamn kids! You are Delta operators. Fucking act like it! All right, then. We good?
Yeah.
Lugo!
Yes, sir.
Good. Now let's keep moving.
What do you guys think of that scene?
You could just hear Nolan North's voice. Just like, he just clear as day. Like, all I heard was Nathan Drake. It was, that's a pretty,
They're starting to crack.
they're starting to crack and they're starting to turn on each other.
This place is definitely getting to them.
Yeah. Walker's
So-
still pulling the leader role, getting them together and make up for the time being. Everything's taking its toll right now.
Oh, yeah.
You got to think of everything that they've seen so far and things not going according to plan, the realizations they're coming to, the small realizations that they're coming to, because we still don't know the whole picture yet, that it's definitely wearing them down mentally.
I kind of wish that this took place a little bit earlier, just a tad bit earlier in the story.
Them
for
arguing?
reasons- Yeah, like to this extent. Like I know they kind of bickered back and forth, but like where it really started getting out of control and started breaking down. Just not even like, I'm not talking like super early, just like a little bit, just because of what's about to come. I feel like it's like back to back, and when it could have just been strung out just a little bit more throughout the story.
I get what you're saying, though, because Chapter 8 is...
It's a doozy. It's a doozy.
An eventful chapter.
Boy, is it ever.
And why do I bring up Chapter 8? Because we have hit Chapter 8. That cutscene ends. Chapter 8 begins.
The gate.
Delta Force comes up on an overlook. It's a fortified one. However, there's only one guard up there. Walker gives the order. Adams comes down and says one of my favorite lines in the game as he stabs him in the throat.
Adams, take care of the lookout.
I'm on it. Sweet dreams, bitch.
Sweet dreams, bitch.
Fucked up, dude. So fucked up.
I'm gonna use that line next in PUBG. Sweet dreams, bitch. Night, night, motherfucker.
His delivery of it is just so perfect.
It is perfect.
Even though there's only one guy on the overlook, there's pretty much the equivalent of an army below Delta Force.
Mm.
They look over the barrier, and they can see a ton of guys.
All right, Lugo, who are we up against?
An army? Give or take?
No shit.
How are we getting through this? This might help.
Fine, set it up.
You're fucking kidding, right? That's white phosphorus.
Yeah, I know what it is.
You've seen what this shit does. You know we
We might
can't
not have a
use it.
choice, Lugo.
There's always a choice.
No, there's really not.
What did you think of that, guys? Because you are now about to fire white phosphorus on the damn 33rd. These people who used it on the insurgents, you now get to give them a little taste of their own medicine.
I said, hell yeah, let's get it. Set that shit up, homie. And then I thought to myself, something's going to go wrong. I know it. I know something bad is going to happen.
I was just like, are we actually going to get a choice to be able to do this? Or
Yeah, you didn't really get a choice.
There's no choice. You have to use it.
But then I was like, this is a cool segment. I had fun. But I didn't really think anything of it. I was just like, fuck it. All right,
I'm
we're using
killing
it.
him.
Whatever.
The way it works is Delta Force fires a camera up in the air. It shows you the landscape with a thermal vision so you can see where all the enemies and the enemy vehicles are.
Like a top-down view of everything.
Exactly. And you just get to fire away. You can just keep on going. And you feel pretty powerful firing this down on them.
Yeah.
Toward the end, you see a whole group of them. And I know everybody was like, yeah, you're all going. And it totally wipes out the entire troop. Silence takes over after that moment.
Crickets, baby.
This is where I think Spec Ops does a really great job. In games like Call of Duty, you do those sections, you fire it down, you take all the enemies out, and it's like, hoorah, we saved the day. We took out the bad guys. Whereas Spec Ops lets you do that, use a powerful weapon and take out all the enemies, and then they make you walk through the destruction you just caused.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is not a pleasant picture. You see
Nope.
what White Phosphorus can do to an environment and to people. It's a gruesome scene.
I actually looked up white phosphorus and what it does to the human body. It says white phosphorus is a waxy solid which burns easily and is used in chemical manufacturing and smoke munitions. Exposure to white phosphorus may cause burns and irritation, liver, kidney, heart, lung, or bone damage, and death.
I mean, the cool thing I think about this is there's so many movies, games, just all forms of entertainment that are very heavy-handed when it comes to positions on war or anything along the lines of that. Like, this is just straight up showing you like the effects and stuff, and it doesn't feel like they're really being like heavy-handed about anything. It's just a situation. They're just showing you shit. And it's like I never felt like it was them trying to say something, but they're also saying a ton, while
Right.
while doing this. Is just like it was messed up. And I did the same exact thing as UP. I was putting people out of their fucking misery as I was walking through. I was
Had
like,
to.
fuck. I was
You
like,
got it.
we are the direct reason why this happened. I am putting you out of your misery. Fuck.
And you can see the game does a good job of showing you the charred bodies, and
Yeah.
you see some people with missing a leg, and they're just crawling on the ground and reaching out to you.
Mhm.
There's so much destruction. It's definitely not something you want to see, and it only gets worse.
Boy, does it ever.
Do you guys remember how I said there was that troop of people, troop of soldiers?
Yeah.
You fired in there, you took them all out, and you thought, oh yeah,
Got him.
got them. Those were not soldiers. We come across this dying soldier who is burned very badly.
This guy's fucked up right here.
Why?
You brought this on yourself.
We were helping.
What? Oh no.
Walker turns the corner, and that group of people there are a bunch of civilians, and they are the civilians who were being extracted from the nest that we were fighting in earlier. They are dead.
Not just dead, fucking mutilated.
Yes.
Like fucking scalps burned, like faces completely torn off, clothes melted.
They look like they belong in hell. They just look fucking wrecked.
And they're like frozen in animation. Like that's how
Right.
quickly they died. Whereas like whatever reaction they had, it's just like, ugh, it's pretty gruesome.
What did you guys think of this scene when you first walked up on it?
I was like, dude, man, this game, no holds barred whatsoever, dude. They don't care. I feel, oh, man, like this is what war can do. It's just fucked up. Like some of this shit could still be happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We just know what fucking the TV tells us. That's it. This shit behind the scenes, this shit could be happening everywhere. You know what I'm saying, even though white phosphorus is outlawed, they're probably still using that shit somewhere.
It was cool they pulled the switcheroo on here. I immediately was like, oh fuck, like what's Walker gonna what's he gonna think? Because he's basically the one that was like, yeah, we're doing this. It's his choice. And I should have known, like when Lugo was like, there's always a choice, and he's like, fuck it, we're doing it. Yeah, I mean it's cool that they went this route. You don't see games do shit like this. Like it's I'm pretty impressed with them as far as going taking it where they're taking it. Well, also it threw into question the 33. So I'm like, wait a minute, they're the bad guys, but they're helping these people. Are they the good guys? And then I'm like, oh, hold on a second. Like they were, arguing amongst themselves. I'm thinking that the bad 33 took over fully, but maybe it's only a select few that's been killed, and now there's still the 33 that's separated, and there's good and bad, and we just fucking killed and decimated the good guys. Like it's completely thrown into whack as far as who is who. I have no idea what's going on, really.
Right now, it's looking like we're the bad guys.
Yeah.
Facts.
Are those civilians? Where'd they come from? There's no camp here.
They took him from the nest.
That hotel back at the storm wall? No, those can't be the civvies that got kidnapped. It's not possible.
Yeah, it is. That's why Gould stormed this place. He didn't want the gate. He was trying to rescue his people.
This is your fault, goddammit! Stop right there, Lugo. But it is! He wouldn't let us have a choice! He turned us into fucking cowards! Enough, Sergeant! No! I told you so! No!
We need to keep moving.
What?
Reinforcements will be here any second. We need to keep moving.
But Walker, you're not even...
I'm gonna make these bastards pay for what they've done. Now, are you with me or not?
During that sequence, if you're just listening to this podcast, Lugo and Adams are arguing in the background, and Walker is staring at this mother who was holding her child and covering her child's eyes. They, again, are just charred beings of what they once were. You can see just the freshly burned flesh. It's very graphic, very disturbing, has a whole lot of impact. And you can see that Walker is affected by all of this. What did you guys think of this?
I think after this, it's a total change, right? Change in personality, change in everything. He's just fucking, you took the sheet off. Like, here it is. And it's very compelling, right? The mother cares so much about her daughter, and they know that they're about to die, that she's just like, I don't want you to look and see what's about to happen. Whatever's going to happen, let it happen. But I don't need you seeing this because you're innocent. It's powerful, very powerful.
I took it as Walker is almost tricking himself and falling back into like the leader role to like get himself to not feel what's going on here right now. Like, he's like, we got to keep going. We got to keep moving forward. We got to do this. Like, he's convincing himself right now to continue on because he's just almost in shock as far as what's going on. I don't know. Like, it was kind of a strange reaction that I thought he had, because it's almost like he's not reacting to the situation, which again makes me think that he's just trying to convince himself to go on.
I mean, I definitely agree that his humanity has snapped. Everything that's happened before, it's definitely been cracking at the wall. This right here just broke down the sanity. I mean, he's just not going to be the same.
No, it was his order. He's the one that said, hey, we have to do it. And he's got to live with that. And they know that. No one else knows that, right? He has to live with that himself. And that's where, like, from here on out, total shift change. He's like, fucking, fuck you. I'm in your fucking face. Like, dude, when I was playing it, I was like, bro, who am I playing as? Who is this dude?
I'll bring that up right now. I don't know if you noticed, John, but Walker's personality during firefights changed completely. Before it used to be, before it used to be Tango down, get him. Now it's
right.
His executions have changed. They are much more visceral, much more brutal than what they were before. Before it was like the punch, stepping on the neck and cracking the neck, or shooting them in the head. One of the executions I did in this firefight, because there is another firefight after this, we have to fight our way into the building, into the gate. One of the executions I did was Walker taking his gun and repeatedly slamming it on the guy, like hitting him in the face. A total change in character. And this is one of the things where if you don't pay attention, you kind of miss it. But it's really cool how it's really cool how they change his personality.
Oh shit!
Wow!
Wow!
That was graphic.
Didn't get any of that.
I didn't get that either. Jesus!
Wow!
What a hip fire, dude.
That was another execution. It was shooting the soldier in the kneecap and then hip firing him in the face and blowing his head off.
It didn't need to do the kneecap first. But all right.
That poor guy. I feel bad. I feel bad for him. Like,
guys, this final firefight, how did you go through it? I want to ask you, how did you proceed? Were you like, fuck these guys? Were you still affected from what just happened before? Was it just another shooting sequence?
Again, I was, I guess, questioning the 33rd at this.
Yep.
And I didn't know if, again, because that guy's like, we were saving them.
mhm.
And I'm like, all right, well, fuck. What is going on? That's the question that keeps coming to me. I'm like, I just don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know who to trust. I don't know. Are we the bad guys? Are they the bad guys? Are they, fighting with the other 33rd and they're the good guys and we just fucked them up and now we're the bad guys? Like, it's just, it keeps going around and around and around.
I'm with John on this one just because back when you first meet this set of 33rd, they just like murderers. You guys killed them, blah, blah, blah. Let's get them. Let's make them fucking burn, all the shit. And I'm like, man, that's kind of a different tone of the 33rd than the ones that we fought before.
Yeah, they call Delta Force murderers
Right.
when you
Murderers,
first come
yep.
when you first come upon these guys.
Yep.
Right.
Like John said, what the fuck's going on?
I've noticed them. I distill these games into a one phrase situation where like deadly premonition is fucking York's a psychopath. Right? That was my go-to. This is like, what the fuck's going on? I don't know what the fuck is going on. I just don't know why the guy that was burning alive, dying, why he would say that they were saving them.
You gotta remember
Again,
though, the 33rd said that they were helping the civilians, right?
Right.
But then Lugo said Gould wasn't trying to take over. He was trying to get his people back.
Right.
Because the 33rd were the ones who took the people from the nest
and
placed them in that area. So what is going on?
Yeah, so who is
like,
right and who is wrong?
They both think that they're helping. That's the cool thing is,
that's typical
depending
America.
on what's actually going on, we could all have different varying ideas of who's actually right and who's wrong. It's all about perspective, right?
Right.
That's the whole thing with politics and anything. Is like you have an issue. Some people think one way, some people think the other. And it's like, if you're on the opposing side, you're the opposition and you're the bad guys. They could both be fighting for the same thing, which is the civilians to be saved, but for what reason?
They have a different meaning of saving.
Right. We can't make a decision on it because we don't have all the information.
At some point we will.
With all these thoughts running in our head, we clear out the bad guys, quote unquote bad guys.
We ourselves.
Murderers.
And there's this one last room that we have to walk into. Walker kicks open the door and we get a cutscene. In this cutscene, once again, a recurring theme are a bunch of dead guys in chairs, tied up, executed. But who are these people?
Phosphorus. I swear if I never see this shit again, it'll be too soon.
Look at this. Tags. Whose? Conrad's command team. I knew these men. Listen.
No better than I did. I promise you that.
He knows we're here.
I could not inspire them. They led a mutiny. Foolish in a place like this. I don't blame them. They did what they thought necessary. But if order was to be maintained, an example had to be made.
Colonel. I'm Captain Walker.
Captain Walker. Yes, I remember you. Kabul, I think it was. You performed admirably under the circumstances.
Colonel,
I don't know
please.
if I told you that.
What's going on here?
Survival, Captain. Plain and simple. Everything is teetering on the edge of everything. But this you already know. The rest you'll have to see for yourself. Welcome to Dubai, gentlemen.
Welcome to Dubai, gentlemen. That is the end of the section for this week's episode. What did you think of that parting cutscene?
there's more to Conrad than we know right now. The fact that I mean, I'm assuming that he killed his command team. Again, like, is he being morally correct and they were, they were leading a mutiny of something terrible and he's doing the right thing? Or is it the flip where Conrad's gone crazy and he's doing all this crazy shit and they lead a mutiny to, stop him and he kills him? I think I fall into the second camp. I think that there's probably a good chance that one person goes crazy and a whole group try to stop him from doing the bad thing versus one dude being like, I'm the right one and you guys are wrong. But, we'll
I
see.
mean, I'm going to say any person who's going to line up several people and murder
burn
them with white phosphorus is pretty crazy.
You got a point.
I agree. I think Conrad's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and they were like, listen, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. You're being too loud. And they wanted to shut him up real quick, but he was like, he's got the I hate to say it, but it seems like Conrad has the Hitler persuasion. He's very good at talking up a big game, and he can get people to follow his orders and everything, because technically he is still in command. He is the commanding officer. So obviously a group of them will be like, you know what? He's our commanding officer. We have to listen to what he says. And other people are like, no, what's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. This is wrong.
I wouldn't blow that off too much, because a lot of people, when it comes to the army, right, it is about structure and order and, following orders of your commanding officer, whether or not you like it or not.
Correct.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know personally, but even from the get-go, you're doing things that you don't necessarily want to do at a very small, lower level, but it's like you're falling back on a commanding officer.
And that's what I'm saying. That group of people that are like, nope, he's the man. We got to listen to him. And then
I think that's a huge group of people. Like, I don't think it's just like a small group. Like,
no, yeah,
I would say a vast majority of people are just like, what the fuck's going on here? I mean, it's the fucking, it's Jedi. All right.
Gotta listen to him. Yeah.
Did you guys enjoy this section?
I did. I enjoyed it a lot.
It's
especially the part
awesome cliffhanger to leave off on.
Especially the part where Walker was falling off the building. That's my favorite.
How did you like it experiencing this part again, Pete?
It's great. In this industry where many places won't venture down this route.
Yeah.
It's refreshing to see someone show some reality of what war can bring.
Right.
And just playing through it, it's a fun game. It's well developed. Sure, there are things that could have been done better, but overall, it works.
Right.
And it does what it does well.
There's definitely nothing gameplay-wise that's like obnoxious or a gameplay sin, quote unquote. It's just like, it's very straightforward. I would say almost generic to a fault, but it's not even a fault. It's like honestly, I find it more of like just a vessel to experience the story in, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's getting you from point A to point B. I'm never like, this sucks and this is a drag, right? It's like, there was times in Deadly Premonition, like last season, where I'm like going through the parts of like the shooting and things, like, I just want to know the story. This is getting to be a drag. I'm not feeling like this because they're short spurts of like high energy things, and you're doing the shooter thing, blah 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 blah. But it's easy to get through, and the stories, like I said, there's a shit ton that's gone on from beat to beat, and the darker themes are very interesting. And I don't know why more games do this. Like, I don't know why they don't do it.
Well, I feel like games do try the darker themes, but like you said before, so many games, when they do it, it's so heavy-handed, or like you can just feel the hammer hitting you in the forehead, and you're like, yeah, I get it. You're trying to say this is bad. Look how edgy we are.
Right.
Whereas I don't get that vibe from Spec Ops The Line.
No, it's really strange. Like, they do a really good job of being tactful and tasteful with it. They are almost like letting you decide how you feel in the situation. In the trio of people, they give you a person to identify with in that situation. Lugo's flipping out because like this is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. It's like if you're that type of person, you identify with Lugo and you're like, fuck yeah, man, this is fucked up. What are we doing?
Right.
Or if you're just like, we need to get through this, it's like it's Walker, right? You know, they give you those different positions between the three of them to identify your feelings with that. It's cool. It's very cool.
Well, boys, for next week's episode, we will have to play until the end of chapter 12. Getting closer to the end, gentlemen. Getting closer to the end. Why are we talking about what chapter we're playing to? Well, that's because if you want to join us, that's right, you, the listener or the viewer, you can. Join our Discord by using the link in the YouTube description or in the description of the listening platform that you are listening to right now. You can use that link, join our Discord, and then you can talk about the game with us. That's right, you can play the game up to the part that we are playing to, and you can let us know your thoughts, your questions, your feedback. And we'll bring that up in our episode. We'll give you a shout out. John, what if they can't play the game? What if they don't have access to the game?
You guys don't have the game? You don't feel like buying it? You don't feel like playing it? Guess what? We got you covered. All you got to do is go over to our Twitch channel, BLKWHT Gaming, and follow us because one of us will be playing through the section on the Twitch channel. We're going to do the work for you. It's crazy. It's like we're doing this shit for free. But yeah, go ahead, watch it. You can watch the video on demand if you want. If you're not going to catch it live, we're going to play it for you. You can watch the whole section, and then you can talk to us on the Discord and everything like that. We make it super easy for you guys.
Facts.
The stream will also be available on YouTube as well. Devon, sometimes people can't watch the video. We're busy. We're on the move.
That sucks.
Where could they get a taste of BWG Game Club?
I bet y'all want that taste, don't you? You like that taste. You need that taste. Let me tell you where you can get that taste. Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music. We're there for your listening pleasure. If you're just taking that long drive home, got a break at work, pop on the podcast, listen to us. You can listen to it there. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us some ratings, hook us up so we can hook you up.
You can always follow us on social media as well. Twitter and Instagram. Our tags are BLKWHT Gaming. It's the same as our Twitch channel. And head on over there, give us a follow on all of those. And if you want to reach out to us in a more private manner, feel free to email us at blkwhtgaming@gmail.com. That is it for the episode. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm your host, Peter, with my friends, Johnny Bag of Donuts and Devon, a.k.a. the dark-skinned Vash the Stampedo.
Hey, Vasho Stampedo. Give me my donuts, bitch.
We are Black and White Gaming, and we will see you next time.